You didn't answer my question.
I don't need to answer your question.
Do I?
Hey guys! Yes, you're beautiful. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. I don't remember the rest of the lyrics, but you're beautiful.
You're beautiful, it's true.
Nah, so you sing your heart out. Anyways, guys, so as you are all aware, in line with our 2-year wedding anniversary, we promised y'all 5 videos in 5 days. So now we are on video number 3. I'm about to say 4. But yeah, so today's topic is how to hold down a woman. Oh yeah.
Everybody wants to be in a relationship apparently and stuff, so we're gonna do a little series, a little get real with us, and it's gonna be like how to hold a man, how to hold a woman. So today's one's gonna be how to hold a woman, how to keep her, how to treat her,
or
how
for
to make her loyal.
My British folk, it's how to keep a woman, how to keep her satisfied, and fulfill all her needs, blah blah blah. Yada yada yada.
We don't even talk like that.
No, we don't. You don't drink tea with Prince Harry or something.
I don't even like tea. If it ain't herbal tea, I don't want to know. Just want to say the camera's facing you. I don't understand why I'm always the one that's not facing. That I'm sitting next to you. The camera should be straight.
See what I have to deal with you two. So just go.
It's not all about Egypt.
Was that better for you?
Yeah, babe.
Brilliant. Clap, round of applause. Yeah, so I had some reflection. Obviously, 2 years in marriage. Obviously, as you know, I've been with Swoddy for years, 1 year. But don't
be saying it like that.
No, but obviously
don't be saying it like you don't like me.
Different periods, different transitions, and I feel that obviously the latter years have been definitely a lot smoother, a lot greater. Especially since we've given our life to Christ. But you'll see that in a different video. We'll talk about stuff like that. But yeah, so the first things first, in terms of how to hold a woman down or how to keep a woman is prayer. Obviously, we're believers, spirit filled, so
I'd say that's more suited though if you're in like maybe a really serious relationship.
Yeah, but if you're in marriage or you're courting or you're engaged, that's what I'm starting with on the main key focus.
I'm not fighting you. I'm agreeing with you. I'm just saying.
Hallelujah, blessings and glory. But no, honestly, prayer is key. If you want results, you gotta pray.
Pray, push, pray until something happens. Pray and pray and pray. Yeah. And
pray again. And when you get tired, pray even more. No, seriously, it's just key. If you want to see things move, see things shift, pray. It just is what it is. It says in the word. Daniel prayed 3 times a day. Why not? It's crucial.
It's hard though, I'm not gonna lie. Like sometimes you don't think you know the words, or you don't know the way, or you don't know the technique of prayer, but sometimes God just wants you to be raw and just talk to him like you would talk to your friend Jessica.
Okay, so you took the words out of my mouth. Prayer is not hard. It's a dialogue between you and God. It's a conversation. Have a conversation. So it's that same when you talk to your brethren, your friend, have a conversation. So the next thing I said, in terms of what's key or important in terms of holding down, holding down the lady, is being able to encourage your missus, like when she's feeling down, just knowing the right words to say to her, applying wisdom. When she's down, don't add more fuel. No, not for fuel to fire. Don't add more salt to her wounds.
But there has been times in the past when EJ's added salt to my wounds.
Yeah, of course, bare salt.
And I'm
literally.
Like, ouch.
Literally.
But yeah. I think that just with the more your relationship matures and progresses, you start learning how to deal with them. Yeah. And I guess that is a great point, because that is how you keep a woman, because you might add salt in the beginning, but as you kind of grow, you start realizing, okay, maybe she can't manage that salt. So you start adding sugar, and start being like...
Making it a little bit sweeter. No, but seriously, encourage. We all need encouraging. Even the encourager needs to be encouraged. Yep. And, if this is the one that you love or the one that you see yourself building an empire or doing great things with, you need to encourage them. It makes no sense, because you're a link. The two have now become one.
Not necessarily. What if they're going out? Okay,
well, I'm talking about us. Okay. I'll get to those that I was talking, but for us to have to become one, you're only as strong as your weakest link. They say it. So obviously, we can't be weak link. You have to be strong links. We have to be that strong, ionic, covalent bond. And all that
everyday covalent, everyday science. What about English?
Yeah, that one's a different story. But anyways, no. But in terms of if you're going out, you're courting. Don't get me wrong. You still need to encourage your partner. Obviously, you've gone out with them for a reason, because you see some type of potential, or you have some type of interest. No, it's the truth.
If it's 2017, you know it's because you thought she was fly and she looked cute.
Well, she has some nice bands on. Well, I'm not joking.
Or you like to swag on her body. Like, it's always going to be like, not always, but some people are a little bit more serious. And maybe some people have played in the water and searched high and low. And now they kind of see someone and they think, nah, she actually has wife potential.
What?
And why are you looking at me like to say that's what you thought about me?
No, not if I saw you.
I was about to say, because nigga, you were still playing games.
I am not that word. I am a respectful young man, so please. But yes. Anyways, yeah. So for this video, I'm gonna split up into 3 sections. So the first section will be you're going out, you know, there's potential, maybe you wanna.
That's like courting.
Yeah, courting. Second stage is, you know, engaged, you know, how do you then hold down a woman or a female, you know, when you're engaged. And now the next step after that is you're married. Okay, what do you do to maintain that relationship or, you know, keep the spark, you know, keep the butterflies, you know, flowing in the stomach and all that stuff.
Oh, no, yeah.
So, in terms of, say, don't get me wrong, each stage has different elements to it or different levels, so to speak. So, start off with, say, courting, going out. You can't have the same expectations when you're courting as you do when you're engaged or as you do when you're married. So, a mistake a lot of people tend to make because they're so excited to play house, they want to go and do what a wife would do when they're courting, which is a big no-no.
That is my pet peeve.
No, it's true. But
I can't even talk about that in this video. It has to be a whole different video. That is my #1 pet peeve. Where young girls come and speak to me and they're doing everything a wife should do, but your man just about came in you. Yeah, it makes me sad. Stop cheating yourself.
Yeah, that's a different story in itself. Well, no, literally, because why give someone, what's the word?
Wait, I tell you what my mum used to always say. Why buy the cow if you can get the milk for free?
Yeah, well, excellently put. Yeah, and that's in a nutshell. So, a lot of males do it as well, but I'm focusing on, say, females. Well, no, sometimes even guys will give the girl X, Y, Z, A to Z, and you'll see if there's Chinese man in their phone and that. That
ain't keeping a woman.
No, literally.
Sorry,
you know, don't give it all off straight away. No, literally, sometimes ease it in. But in terms of courting, I'll say, if you're courting again, pray for that person. So and pray that is this God's will for you and that you and you the person to be together.
Yeah.
You know, is it God's will that you guys get married? Take it to the next step. Because what the worst mistake you can make as a man and a woman, invest so much time into a relationship to then get engaged, only to let everyone find out this wasn't the person for me.
I think we're soulmates.
Why is that?
Because you just said everything I thought in my mind.
Wisdom.
The word investing, time, and everything. Then he said it. I was thinking, stop stealing my thoughts.
No, but you know what? Let's be honest. That's long. And I'll keep it real. There's been times when I've invested time into certain girls. I'm like, what the flip? When I look back on it,
swear down.
It's what it is.
I'm joking.
No, when I look
Calm
at
down.
it, I'm like, that's long. Like, my energy, my time focus have gone elsewhere into focusing on myself, personal development. I was even having a conversation with one of my boys. Obviously can't say his name like that, but we was talking about personal development, focusing on who you are, focusing on, you know, getting to where you need to get to. Because if you're not where you want to be, how can you then take on a burden of a lady who has her own needs, her own wants, her own desires, to be doing juggling acts?
So I think that would go in with the point that you keep a girl by literally, if you have time, yeah. If you still establish yourself and you're just about making time for yourself, how are you going to keep a woman? It doesn't make sense. You need to have balance. So establish yourself, then the woman will come.
100%. And that's the thing, when you're established, they'll all flock to you.
Established doesn't mean
you have to pick.
Millionaire.
No, of course not.
Just having a sense of direction, kind of what you want to do, where you want to go. I think that keeps a woman, because girls don't really like bummy boys.
Yeah, but let's be honest, even forget the fact of you're a bummy or what, not really what a girl like, but once you know as a man, you're establishing what you want to do. And when I say establish again, not to be a millionaire, but you know where you're going. You know you've got certain things in place, making steps. Then you become attractive in the eyes of a female, because you walk with a certain swag, you talk with a certain swag, you have a certain mannerism, you stand up taller, your shoulders broad out, you're just confident. Are you seeing it? And when someone sees that in you, trust me, females, I'm not a female, but I know, because I've got female friends and I've got a wife, they like that stuff. You seeing it?
We do.
It just is what it is.
What I did.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
But another thing as well, so in terms of yeah, pray when you're courting. Pray when you're engaged as well. It's imperative if you want to have a successful relationship. Yes, I know not all of our subscribers are believers or Christians, but still, this is from our perspective. Prayer is crucial throughout, even to when you're married, throughout the marriage, just to make sure you sustain that healthy relationship.
Yeah,
it's needed. And it's even funny talking about sustaining a healthy relationship. I even firmly believe in communication. So from courting to engagement to marriage, if you want your relationship to go to the next step or to be, to be healthy,
yeah,
you need to talk. You need to find out what's going through one another's mind. How does the other person think? Find out.
I mean, I think that once you communicate with somebody, generally, you start understanding them and where they're at in that moment, and that's going to help you to keep the person or keep the lady or the woman that you're with, because you've got a sense of understanding to how she is, what she needs, and what she doesn't need, basically. And that way you're able to fulfill her needs. And as EJ said, like, in the stage of engagement, to be prayerful. Please, everybody, again, this is going to be a totally different video I'm going to do again, but people need to remember that engagement is just preparation for marriage. So it's a time and a period to prepare yourself. So you maybe pray for the qualities that you need to be a wife, pray for the qualities that you need to sustain a home, to be submissive, to be humble, to maybe multitask, because sometimes we do have to multitask, come back from work, wash up, go here, go there, do this, then still be cute and pretty and still go and rub up on your man. Like, it's a lot. It is a lot. No. So yeah, pray in your engagement and prepare. And I think by God's grace, no one goes and gets engaged you know, that are mature without understanding the person they're with properly, because that way then your engagement obviously wouldn't last if you didn't. But hopefully you don't do that, and if you're not doing that, then yeah, man, the things I just said about praying will definitely sustain your engagement to marriage.
That's it. So being prayerful, having communication, those two I'll say are major keys. No pun intended. But yeah, no. So another thing as well is just having, you know what? I believe for any relationship to succeed, you need friendship. I know we've mentioned that in previous videos, but the friendship element is key. If the person you are with or the person you are courting or seeing, you don't have that element of friendship, my friends, you gotta put some doubts on that relationship.
Yeah, I mean, to keep a woman, as I said in our video before, it's not everyday lovey-dovey. Some days she just wants to chill. So just make it that you lot's relationship ain't intense. You want it to be cool and calm. You want it to be like, oh yeah, he gets me. Girls love when a man gets them, because yeah, he proper understands me, and then he knew, yeah, because when he knew me. Do you know what I mean? So you want to be that kind of guy that just gets your woman. And you know, it's, yeah, as long as you're somebody that pays attention, doesn't mean you have to be one of the people that I'll do anything you like, but pay attention to the finer details. A woman will be happy. I don't feel like women are that hard to please.
Nah, sorry. Men are
okay, I'm not gonna argue with you.
You know what?
This one is how to please, how to keep a woman, okay?
I'm hard to please, yeah.
I feel that the reason why I say I think women are easier to keep is because women are nurturers. They love, but I don't feel like certain women look for a high level of love, which is a shame. I feel like a lot of women cheat themselves. I feel like whereas men, they don't as much. Do you get what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like more. You know, I feel like women sometimes are more willing for settling.
Yeah, that is. But I hear some no, but you know, I hear what you're saying, but I beg to differ, because I hear certain man, they're not getting cooked dinners, they're getting Iceland meals. But
is that because they're settling or because their woman's just being silly? That doesn't want to gather her ideas together.
Yeah, but that's my.
And are they married men getting cooked meals?
They're married.
But how did you get to the altar? Knowing that your woman to be, your wife to be.
You can't be my wife and tell me you can't cook.
But maybe for him, or for that guy that you know, that wasn't a deal breaker. Maybe it doesn't.
No, that's true. Everyone's different.
Do you know what I mean?
Again, I respect it, but I'm just about me personally. But another thing, so you know, holding down the fort, holding down a lady, just keep it spontaneous, really. Don't be boring. Do new things, explore. Literally, be like a Dora the Explorer, but in your relationship, do something different. You know, don't be repetitive. You know, just kind of keep them on their toes, but in a good way. So, say when you're courting, for example, like go out interesting places. Maybe go, I don't know, go sightseeing, go to the museum or something. Go to a play.
I was just gonna say museum. You said it. You're really stealing my thoughts. That's not even funny.
Yeah.
It's psyching me out now.
I'm just running through your mind. You must be tired.
Don't try and do Fresh Prince. Keep carrying your point.
You think about it all day. No, seriously, just keep that spark, even when you're engaged as well. Obviously, you've probably been with each other for a period of time. If she's your missus, flaunt her. You know.
Yeah.
Let them know that's mine. When you see her, know that's me. You know, and go out there, boldness and confidence. No, literally. You know, don't be afraid. You know, that's the woman that you want to be with, whether courting, whether engaged, married. Yeah, that's mine. That's mine. My missus.
I agree.
My woman. My
Every
everything.
woman likes to feel special.
Word.
Every woman likes to feel like, even if there's 10,000 Beyoncés in the room and she's the Michelle, that she's the real baddie bee. You know?
Brothers, can I be honest? Like, if you've got a missus and you say this is my missus, sometimes you got to move bougie towards other girls. Keeping it 100. Don't get me wrong.
Do you know what it is?
There's very pretty girls. I'm lying,
is King Bougie.
But
when it comes to girls, you're the sort of person that will be like especially old school. If he didn't really know you and he thought, oh yeah, maybe this girl, like when he obviously wasn't in love with me and obsessed and stuff, he still is. But say for example, he thought maybe, you know, some girls would be like, oh, what's your name? Are you alright? And try, like, it's like they're trying to move to you. Like, he would be like, allow it. I don't even get why she was talking to me.
No, back in the day,
I would be like, calm down. You don't even know if the girl wanted to just be your friend. I used to be like, you could have got her saved. You could have got her saved.
A female can get you saved. Like, no. But no, levels, like, all jokes aside. But what you're saying is funny because before, I think, no, from my experiences, I've become that way because sometimes I would entertain any girl, or like, obviously I was a bit of a scumbag and then or dirtbag in the back.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, nah, man. If any girl come and chat to me,
but now I get it because you're a married man, so you have to be more wary.
Park the married title. I'm talking about even when we was engaged, or even before we was in the process of trying to get to, you know, when we was courting, looking to get engaged. I'm like, no.
I feel like that's because you had made that conscious decision in your mind that you wanted to keep me.
But that's what any man would have to do.
I agree with you. But I'm just saying, I feel like you've made that conscious decision at that point that, you know, you don't want to give any type of room for anything to come in the way. That will kind of divert you from.
But you see, so obviously again, some of my friends, some acquaintances are exactly the same. They're like, this is my gal, this is my girl, my woman. You know, I don't care if you other girl because you weren't there when I was on my knees just eating Indomie and bread. My mum was grafting.
Indomie is like some noodles.
Literally.
Yeah, I think it comes from Nigeria. One time, me and EJ was grinding in uni,
mad.
And I think it was like our last £10.
Left my Saturday job, it was mad.
Brixton, we went to Brixton and bought a box of 40 Indomie and we shared it 2020. That was love.
Breakfast, lunch and dinner.
And we had like 3 a day, so it lasted us for like, what, like 10, was it 10 days?
So mad.
Not even up to that. It was like maybe like 7 or 8 days until the next one of us got maybe a next £20.
I smell of Indomie. I was Indomie sponsored.
But listen, it managed us. We're here today to tell the testimony.
We're still here. I'm still there. But yeah, no. So gotta be confident, you know.
Yeah.
In your girl, confident, you know, flaunt her, take her out, compliment her. When she look good, let her know she looks good. You know.
Girls love compliments.
If the makeup on fleek, you tell her. Say, babes, I like how your cheekbones look. Babe, I like how the hair set good.
Thank you.
Let them know, I can't lie to you.
Thanks.
They appreciate it, and you know, a happy wife is a happy life, a happy partner is a happy life as well. So let them know. Because obviously if you don't tell them, how they're gonna know? They can't read your mind, they're not Mystic Meg, so to speak. So
I think as well, anyway, if you're trying to keep a girl, just be serious. Like, some boys want to keep their girl and still have another side chick. Like, there's no time for that. If you're being serious, this video only applies to those people that are being serious, like you actually want to potentially invest your time in potentially finding a wife, you know?
You know what? That's actually a great topic. We should do that actually. So why men will have a serious relationship but still want to cheat or step out or entertain other females?
Cause they're hideous.
But you know what? It's deeper than this.
I know, I'm joking. I know.
I know it's banter, but no, seriously, like that's serious. Because I can relate to that. I've been there, so again, be a great time. Unfortunately, well, not when we was married or engaged, obviously. You know, so but I'm reformed.
I've been there too.
I know.
I'm joking. Don't try flipping now.
You know,
but I feel like you see what I'm saying. Even with what I'm saying, that's how you keep someone, because you end up when you go through a lot. Yeah, you just end up appreciating small things.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You know, just find new things to do, hobbies, activities. You know, just
You know what the reality is now? Now that I'm married, I can say this, that you know, marriage gets more intense in terms of you live together, you have work, you have your own social life. If you go to church or whatever you go to in your other extracurricular activities, you've got that. So time has more of a constraint, yeah? So the reality is you're not going to get to do the things that you could have done when you're caught in, when you're engaged, which actually is what forms the memories that when you're married you talk about, and that's what causes that the laugh and the buzz and the love. So all those things like, oh yeah, we're just caught in, it shouldn't be a thing like, oh yeah, he just came to my house. Go out, go karting, go see museums. Remember that time we went to Cheshunt in the night, just me and you? Cheshunt's a theme park, but it's not a great one, but I'm just saying, it was just an example. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, like, you need to make moments earlier on in your relationship. And if you're one of them people that like to do fun things, a woman's gonna want you, because we all want to experience new things, whether it's small or big. Just do them. Trust me, because you might not have time to later.
Yeah, so another thing as well, just be confident in what you have, who your partner is.
Us.
You know, I can't lie to you. Women love confidence. Literally. Be confident that if she says that you're mine, she's yours. You know, jealousy, it's not cute. It's not attractive. It ain't sexy. Literally. So even when you're getting to know someone, she may have a male friend. Okay, that's calm. But obviously you can inquire, obviously, like, right, what's the relationship like in that aspect. But leave it at that, take her word for her word. Again, that's someone you value highly or you respect and you rate, and you would trust her, like, right, she won't do man dirty. You know what I mean? I
think when you show trust for the right reasons, you don't push the person away. And then when you're not pushing someone away, they obviously get more attracted to you because they understand that you see them. You see them at a high standard, you know. Because if EJ didn't trust me, I'd think like he don't even think nothing good of me. Then that, do you know what I mean? And you just think what's the point?
It speaks volumes of how you truly feel about your missus. Fair enough. Don't get me wrong. I know certain men or been hurt in the past by experience with other girls. So,
but then if that's the case, until you're healed, don't enter another relationship. Because you will not keep the girl.
100%.
When broken people go into relationship to relationship, you start realizing that you get the same results because there's something that needs to be sorted out, which is deep within, or which is maybe, for me, again, only prayer and God can sort out. But these are things that will affect you from keeping your woman.
Not word. 100%.
100%. Because no woman have time for an insecure man. Be secure, know what you're about, know what you're bringing. I agree with you, 100%.
She's know what you're bringing.
Know what you're bringing to the table, boo-boo.
For sure, bam.
I think that, you know, in order to keep a girl, you have to be her number one supporter. As in, like, when you're... I remember when I was with, like, EJ as a girlfriend. And, like, you know, we both went through so much hardship, like, different situations. I think he's briefed about his university situation, and I was like, it doesn't matter, you're gonna do well, you're gonna, okay, I'm saying it from a woman's perspective, but you get my gist. Like, I feel like, you know, when I didn't pass my third year of university, he was like, Swods, it's one module, you can do it, you're awesome, you're amazing, you're Swods, you're gonna be a graduate. What? Are you sad? Smile. And I was just like, oh. So you need to be supportive, you need to have her back.
Yeah. And,
like, you know, if I was going through that and you were just like, oh, swear down, don't worry, man, I'll just be like,
warning sign.
It just sounds like you're not even like concerned, but when you see someone cares about your well-being and wants you to prosper, he a keeper.
100.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. So anyway guys, we hope you loved this video and I hope it was insightful. If you want to see any more videos like this, you will see how to keep a man, where I give more of my point of view, and things that I think you can do to keep your boyfriend, your fiance, your husband happy. But yeah, rate, comment and subscribe. Write your comments below. There will be a video out again tomorrow, and I hope you all loved yesterday's video. And thanks for all the love and the comments and everything, you know. Yeah.
No,
rate, comment, subscribe.
I know you already said to comment, but specifically in terms of your comments, to say what are your thoughts? Did you agree with what we said? Is there anything you felt we left out? Is there anything else you wanted to add on top of that? You know, let's get a bit of a dialogue going. So yeah. Yeah, interact with us guys. Follow us on our social media panels, Instagram and Snapchat, and our Team Swodzdiamonte Twitter. The information will be at the end of the video. Have a blessed day guys. We love y'all. Oh yeah. I remember me and Swan was a bit rocky. It was on, not a bit, it was rocky, it was on the ropes. It was literally just about to tap out, you know. Yeah. Stone cold stun and all that stuff, you know, 1, 2, 3 tap out and that. And then
so at the time,
well,